Hello everybody. It's been a while since I've done a video because I really haven't had anything that has been requested or suggested. So if you do have any requests or suggestions, let me know in the comments or I'll just keep trying to pick things that seem important at the time. So this tutorial is specifically about how to update a MonoGame project from 3.8.1.303 to the current new version, which is 3.8.2.1105. And why would you want to do this? The main reason is to make sure that you take advantage of all of the updates, including everything on dot. So important thing to note, and the reason why this isn't as simple as just clicking a button, there is an issue right now with the Visual Studio extension, where the Visual Studio extension will actually show that the newest version available is 3.8.1.3. Even though that shows it's the newest version, there is actually a new version out. It's just that the MonoGame Foundation is having issues getting this extension page updated on the Visual Studio website. So we can still do this, we just need to do it manually. Now, if you have Visual Studio 2022, you don't need to install .NET 8. It should already be installed for you. We can skip this. Next, you're going to need to make sure you install the MonoGame Templates. Again, because the extension won't work, it's targeting the old version still. And there's a few different ways we can do this. We can actually open up our folder here, and we can just open up a command prompt. We can run this command. Now, I've already got it installed, so it's not going to do anything extra. But as you can see here, we've got a bunch of things got downloaded or updated if they needed to be, but I was already on the newest version. It was already installed. So run that command to make sure that your templates are updated. Any new project that you create going forward will use 3.8.2.1105. Okay, so now that that's resolved, we need to migrate this existing project to the newer version. There's two components to that realistically. We've got the MonoGame pieces themselves, and then we also have the content manager, and this needs to get updated separately. So let's do the first piece. We're going to use Visual Studio. I also provided steps on how to do it manually, just using the editor, and I'll show you, or a text editor. I'll show you where that's at. So open up Visual Studio 2022. I've got that open. Got my project open. I'm going to go to Tools, NuGet Package Manager, Manage NuGet Packages for Solution. When this comes up, you should see that you have, you'll probably be on the Installed tab, most likely. Go to the Updates tab. Check mark all of the MonoGame, specifically the MonoGame ones, and click Update. And as you can see, it's going to go from 3.8.1.303 to 3.8.2.1105. Going to click Update. Tells me it's going to do that. I'm going to click Apply. It's downloaded them, and we're good. So now the project is using that, but watch what happens when I open up the content. If I open up the content and we go to Help About, it still says 3.8.1.303 up here. And that's because that is stored in a different spot. So let's skip past the manual piece and let's go to the updating the tools piece. So for this, we're going to want to manually update this .NET tools file. So again, I'm going to right click on a file and say, where is it at? Open containing folder. Inside of here, there's a hidden .config file. If you can't find this, you'll have to go up to, where is it at? View, show, file names and extensions, show hidden items. Sometimes when you have that unchecked, you won't see that. So make sure you have hidden turned on if you can't see your .config file, or folder rather. Go in here, let's open this up with an editor. Just going to open it with Notepad++. Bring it over so you can see. So we're on this older version. I'm just going to do a find replace. And we will look for the old version and put in the new version. And I'm just going to replace everything. Just replace it all. Save this. Close it. Now it should all be updated. But let's do one last piece, which is to do .NET restore. So in that same folder, I'm going to do .NET tool restore. Notice it's going to give me an error message. We need to go down into the example directory. Where the project file lives. So this directory contains an example.cs project, C# project, and that was down into example for me based on the project that I've been using for these videos. And then here is where it's restoring to that version of the tools. Now, if everything worked out well, this should work. I may have to close and reopen this. Let's see. Nope, it works. So we're on 382.1105. Now let's check to make sure we're on .NET 8, which I didn't actually change yet. I forgot to do this piece. So if we go to the example and go to properties, we can see it's still targeting .NET 6. So let's target .NET 8. Save it. And then let's do a clean solution. Rebuild. And it's hard to see in the bottom here, but I'm going to copy this text out so you can see. You can see that now it's actually creating the files in this net 8.0 folder versus before it was creating them in net 6.0. That's it. That's how to get your project on the newer version of MonoGame, and make sure your templates are updated so that any new projects you create are also using that. Please let me know if you have any questions, suggestions for next videos. Thank you.